Welcome to the Bahrain International Circuit, and any moment now our drivers will take to the track and the Bahrain Grand Prix can begin. We go racing today around the 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit, with 15 corners and 2 good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left tyre into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Sergio Perez will lead us away from pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Norris, Sainz, Stroll, Tsunoda, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Ricciardo, Hamilton, Albon, Joe, Sargent, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Gasly, Bottas, and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And alongside me today, a man who I'm always pleased to see join me in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. Now, you're the racing driver in this partnership, so tell us about this racing driver. Put us in their shoes. How are they going to be feeling?
Well, you've got to be prepared, Crofty. Before you even step foot inside the car, you've got to know, you've got to have a pre-race game plan. You've watched videos before you get into the car of previous races gone by. You know where you have to place your car if X, Y or Z happens in front of you or behind you. So having this clear game plan is absolutely essential before you get in the car.
Drive-through penalty, you've got a drive-through penalty. Now use DRS. DRS now available. Your front wing's damaged. Expects a lot of understeer unless we replace it. Okay, we've been given a time penalty. It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race. Get your head down and let's get it done. We've been handed a 3-second penalty for obvious corner cutting. Need to slow down before hitting the corners. We don't want to get a penalty.
Gotta get with everything, man.
And Carlos Sainz sees the checkered flag and wins.
You always look back at a race like this and think, if I'd just made that mistake there or looked up here, there would have been contact. And every one of those overtakes is a moment where you have to absolutely nail it, perfect it, and that's exactly what they're able to do today. Great stuff indeed.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today and a stunning win for Ferrari. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us. Good morning, good afternoon, or for us, good evening, as we're under the night lights of Jeddah. The floodlights are on and so is the pressure here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Oscar Piastri, Norris, Leclerc, Sainz, Ricciardo, Stroll, Hamilton, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Tsunoda, Sargent, Albon, Magnussen, Joe, Ocon, Bottas, Gasly and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me in the commentary box, my old friend, Anthony Davidson. Now, sadly, things didn't work out for them last time. It was a bad race. Question is, though, can they recover today?
Yes, they can, Crofty. You've got to put it behind you. Whatever happened last time, I was always told as a driver, park it, forget about it. Obviously, feel the pain when it happens, but then you can't dwell on it and carry that through to the next race. So put it behind you and just crack on with this race coming your way now.
Got front wing damage, recommend you box for a new one. Box now. Okay, you've got front wing damage. This will have a major impact on performance unless you box for a new one.
So
And an award-winning day for Oscar Piastri as he takes the checkered flag and wins.
Well, it all came good in the end for them, but it wasn't an easy start. Not the most straightforward of days, but I think it shows great strength in an athlete as a driver when you can overcome a day like this and walk away still with a victory.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure. And no doubt, they'll be celebrating tonight. with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us where... This circuit missed a few years off the F1 calendar, and we missed Albert Park. So welcome back, and it's great to be back in Melbourne. Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix. The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously. It's a combination of slippery surfaces and difficult corners, making it a very tricky track when it comes to overtaking. Drivers find it hard to pass and will need to take full advantage of those DRS zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Oscar Piastri, Sainz, Perez, Leclerc, Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Tsunoda, Hamilton, Ricciardo, Russell, Hülkenberg, Bottas, Zhou, Albon, Sargent, Gasly, Magnussen, and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. Well, it's been a long time since I last worked with you. Good to see you again today. Anthony Davidson. Now, you're the racing driver in this partnership, so tell us about this racing driver. Put us in their shoes. How are they going to be feeling?
Well, you've got to be prepared, Crofty. Before you even step foot inside the car, you've got to know, you've got to have a pre-race game plan. You've watched videos before you get into the car of previous races gone by. You know where you have to place your car if X, Y or Z happens in front of you or behind you. So having this clear game plan is absolutely essential before you get in the car.
Mind that front wing, it's going to need replacing if it takes too much damage. Okay, DRS is now available. Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past. Damage to your front wing, damage to your front wing. Suggest we box to change it. Okay, clear. That was a bit borderline there. We're lucky to have gotten away with it. Green flag. Okay, some information on Ricciardo. Okay, it looks like the problem's terminal. They're retiring the car. Okay, we've lost a position. That's us down a place. What the f*** is this?
Norris take a bow. At last, a winner in Formula One. As the winners make their way up to the podium, one can only imagine the celebrations that will take place at McLaren tonight. Congratulations to everyone on the team, securing the win and proving that they're a force to be reckoned with out on the track. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action. After a fantastic qualifying yesterday, it's finally time for the race, here at one of the most exciting circuits on the Formula One calendar. Welcome from Suzuka. It's the Japanese Grand Prix. 18 corners make up a lap of the incredible figure-of-8 Suzuka circuit.